Boston Bruins fall to the Buffalo Sabres by a final of 7-2 tonight at the KeyBank Center in Buffalo, New York. Welcome to Bruins Overtime Live, presented by buyatoyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit buyatoyota.com. Alongside Billy Chaffee and Andrew Raycroft, I'm Dale Arnold. At the end of this season, if the Bruins were to not make the playoffs, they're going to look back on games like this one tonight, and there have been several, and they're going to say, that's the reason we didn't make it.
Yeah. I went through a list of about 7 of them that you can go through that you're like, you got to win. But you look at the one that was the latest one, and this is the latest one, and I think Judd was dead on when he talked in the third about Bruins didn't seem prepared, didn't seem ready to go in this one, and definitely weren't enough guys, Razor. Definitely not. There was maybe 2 or 3 all game long that were like, okay, we noticed regularly in a good way. Understand that they were missing significant help on defense. But when all's said and done, you got to figure out a way to grind out a game, and they were anything but capable of grinding this one out.
No, and especially when you score the first goal, you score one in the third, and then the guys talked about it. You're giving up goals almost instantly, and that's between the ears, and that's again what's frustrating. And I can't imagine the coaching staff and the leaders of this team are too happy tonight with the way that it ended up happening.
Especially coming off some really good games. You're not going to win every game. We know that, et cetera, but you've showed that you can play structured. You've showed that you can play firm. You've showed that you can play disciplined within your system and anything but.
Yeah, and I guess the one thing that they haven't been able to do that on the road, and is that part of the story here, that they haven't been able to translate that structure and that defense and that grind on the road that they have at home, whether that's matchups, whether that's a mentality, but it certainly hasn't happened enough on the road. That 9-14-3 record, it's not good enough, and tonight wasn't good enough.
There were a bunch of stars for the Buffalo Sabres in this game, 2 guys who had hat tricks, but let's start with Tage Thompson, who had a couple of lasers among his 3 goals.
Yeah, and this is his game. His shot has always been his greatest asset. He's lengthy. I wouldn't call him physical, but he can absolutely rocket the shot. And the Bruins here, just seeing the breakdowns, too many passes or too many guys chase into one player. The passes make it easy, and he hammers it. He skates right into it. Second goal, Peterka pulls up, no close. In fact, 3 guys on one side of the ice. Look at that play. Just simple. That's like practice execution right there.
It is, and we just haven't seen this from this Bruins team, prior to this season. These kind of goals that are just so obvious and so easy, and there you've got 2 guys going to one spot, one player that opens up the entire middle of the ice. There's no layers. The ice opens up. And then on this play, again, we talked about the group backing in, the defensive unit backing in, and this is no different from the first Peterka goal, from the first or the second Tage Thompson goal, even the first, all these goals we're seeing, the blue line's just way too easy to get over, and you just, as a goaltender, you have no chance when the guy's ripping it like that through his legs with that kind of speed.
Our star of the game, presented by Subaru of New England, fall in love with a brand new Subaru. We said there's a bunch of guys you could have picked, but Tage Thompson was a pretty good one as well. Last 7 games for Thompson, 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 points, and a +7. 26 shots in that stretch as well. 7th career hat trick tonight as the Buffalo Sabres beat the Bruins by a final of 7-2. At one point in the third period, you allowed yourself some small glimmer of hope. Brad Marchand gets the power play goal halfway through the period. Suddenly it's a 4-2 game, and you're saying, maybe they got a chance.
Guilty, because internally guilty. I'm saying, all right, if you score one in the next, especially 3 minutes, you're going to get Buffalo to pucker up. They're going to start feeling it, that discomfort. And okay, you can even see right there, I'm not a lip reader, but Marchand said it's a big goal. That's a big goal. Because he's thinking the same thing, too. We're going to score another one, get puck deep, end of the power play, rocket it. Okay. And it was not to be. So if we analyze this goal, it's good to get the puck behind the net, and here you get to the puck to the front, you hit the net. That was something, Bruins missed the net a bit.
Power play goal, too.
Yeah.
We've beat up on the power play enough, so you got to give them some flowers. They do a good job getting it in deep and moving it around and finding the bumper, finding the seam, however you want to explain that. And yeah, there was... Listen, Buffalo's given up more than enough leads this season in that kind of exact same situation. So this next goal, I don't know if we're going to show it, but the fifth goal.
Give me a second. We'll get right to it.
I know we're getting to it, and I'm going to get ahead of it and just because I don't even want to talk about it.
To your point and to Judd's point, 30 seconds after Marchand makes it a 4-2 game, J.J. Peterka makes it a 5-2 game.
This one's frustrating. This is the most frustrating of all, and similar to where we were last Tuesday with Jersey. You're just like that. That's just.
But it starts with the offensive blue line, not even getting it in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's all the way through.
Right here.
It's all the way through.
You're not getting it deep, and next thing you know, you get pushed around. Poitras, who had a tough game, and then not one, but two defenders. Let them go right through the middle of the ice. Peterka then goes on the short side, and then you win the face-off. 1, 2, 3 guys. 3 strikes, you're out. Peterka beats 3 guys. As the Bruins had pulled Swayman with 4 minutes left? 4.5? 5.5 minutes left.
Yeah.
So here you go again. Win the face-off. But then he jumps by 1, 2, 3 guys. So to me, I couldn't agree with you more. That fifth goal was brutal. There was a goalie in net, etc. But then you see that goal. That right there, those last 2 goals showed lack of what I would call needed hunger, needed effort in this game. Too soft right there, going right through guys.
Defensive deficiencies, the primary story of the game for the Bruins tonight. The secondary story was probably the lack of finishing touch.
Yeah, because they had some opportunities that they didn't end up getting great chances on, but they were great opportunities, so to speak. Like, okay, give Pasta credit right there. He worked his butt off. He gets kind of by Darlene. All right, doesn't get a great job, but that's a good play there. Here, Charlie Coyle's going to take it. He's going to turn. This is early in the game when we were like, all right, the Bruins are pretty good.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. They're still 0-0, but they were doing pretty well. Here, they just can't get enough. I don't think that one made it through to the net. It got deflected right before it here. Here's an opportunity. Again, just wide, but, again, they did. It was early, but in that first period, enough good. You're like, not a bad period.
No, I agree, and they did have enough. They had some opportunities. I thought the start of the second was really where they started to pour it on. This is, that just misses connecting. That was the right decision to pass there too. I wouldn't. Brad's kind of in a weird spot. He has to look for Poitras here. They're banging that.
Yeah,
that one's that's as close as you're going to get. You've got to find a way to bang that in a 2-1 game. So no, they had some opportunities, and UPL, Ukko-Pekka, Luukkonen got comfortable as the game went on, and as that lead extended, got a couple breaks like that as well.
The Bruins even had a 2-on-none.
Oh, yeah. That was the epitome of nothing.
That they couldn't finish up on. I mean, look.
It was a good save.
It was a good save. UPL played well, but the Bruins had some opportunities that, they couldn't cash in.
You're right.
Here's the 2-on-none.
I'm just going to let the replay.
I'll take your share of the post-game check, no problem.